Member for Nepean.
Deputy Speaker, thank you. I rise to make a brief contribution to the Statute Law Amendment Bill 2022, and I thank the member for Polwarth for his contribution. And I want to speak about the item relating to the Housing Act 1983. And member for Polwarth raised some points that are very, very crucial to my electorate as well, and for the whole Mornington Peninsula. We know across the state the government's investing $2.8 billion, but we still have more than 36,000 families with no roof over their head. And current numbers, speaking to groups who do this work on the Mornington Peninsula, and there's any number of them, including a group I met with last week, Vinnie's Kitchen, who feed a lot of the people who live rough and homeless down there, but more than 1,000 rough sleepers right across the Mornington Peninsula. When you add the number of families across the state with inadequate housing, and that number goes up over 64,000, you would hope that the $2.8 billion that this government is spending would lead to more than the 2 completed houses that have currently been delivered with, as I said, the 1,000 people sleeping rough, 2 houses completed on the Mornington Peninsula under the big build. It's not going to quite cut it for those members of my community. The government wants to spruik about how many houses they're building and how much they're spending and how many ribbons they're cutting. It's actually got to lead to real solutions for those people. And at the moment, we're seeing it across the state, but especially on the Mornington Peninsula, those houses are not being delivered where they're needed. There is no accommodation for women trying to escape domestic violence. Currently, they have to head to Frankston or across to Dandenong. We're seeing people choose, as the winter months come now, and this happened last winter, people choosing to clean out wheelie bins and sleep with those with the roof closed or the lid closed on those to actually escape the winter elements. So, in my brief contribution, I urge the government, while we're not opposing this bill, to continue with their big bill, but do it in a way that is actually going to benefit those in the community that need it most. And I hope to see that number start to actually come down. Instead of 3,000 people being added to that housing wait list every year across the state, that number actually starts to reduce, that we start to actually see real solutions for the people that need the houses, and that the 1,000-odd people sleeping rough in my part of the world actually start to have some accommodation or suitable accommodation for them. And through the winter periods, once again, we don't see those people left without something. That we don't want to see people having to live in tents on the Rosebud Beach. I mean, that is not suitable accommodation for people. So instead of skirting around the edges of the legislation like they've done here in the Statute Law Amendment Bill and relating to the Housing Act, I want to see them really deep dive and get things done and actually start to deliver for those people that are the most vulnerable in my community. Thank you.